And it's another episode of A Walk with Mel, people. It's super exciting to be here with you all. I'm your host, Mel, and today I am joined by a fabulous artist who has done some work for me in the past, Titan. Welcome to the show. It's so exciting to have you here.
Thank you so much for having me.
Yeah, and we met randomly. I saw your work on social media. I was like, yo, this is so dope. You guys are obviously a couple of you guys that does this,
Yeah,
and you've done
full
some
team.
full team, yeah. But for the people that don't know, give us an introduction of who you are, where you from.
So originally I'm from Zimbabwe.
Lovely.
I moved here about 13 years ago, so
Wow.
I'm basically
You basically
from
can tell
Cape
you
Town,
you
and
sound
yeah.
you fully South African.
Yeah, so I'm based in Century City. Most of everything I do there is Century City. And
Amazing.
I don't know how much else I can tell people, but whenever they meet me, I try my best to like show that in my work.
Lovely, lovely. Tell me, who were you? Random question growing up. Were you a nerdy boy? Were you a cool kid?
I was the nerdy boy who was always drawing in the back of the class.
Really?
Yes.
Not loud.
Not loud, quiet sketchbook in the back of the class. So try to stay off anybody's radar.
Really? Was that like your way of expressing yourself, you think?
I don't know. I think I just got lost in my own world.
And
Yeah.
what was your introduction to art? What was your...
I was basically born into it. On my father's side, our family artists.
Really?
Yeah, sculptors, painters.
Amazing.
Everything. Yeah.
At what age did you start? Let me ask that.
Very earliest from doodles, I was always
Really?
just drawing, sketching, whatever I could get my hands on. Because seeing their stuff, you know, and you'd be like, Then you go get a page or book and you just start drawing and trying to like,
Amazing.
keep up.
Yeah.
Just that type of thing.
And then did you ever like get training in it, or were you self-taught because of the family?
So in high school, my mom decided that I should take my art seriously, and she
Okay.
put me at Tigerberg Art Center in Barrow from
Amazing.
about grade 9 to matric. So that was mostly my formal training, but I did design theory and illustration
Yeah.
and a bit of drawing classes.
Amazing. So tell us, I mean, for me that I obviously don't know, there's different mediums.
Yeah.
So just give us an idea of the different mediums that there is. That
So
you can.
for me, mainly I work with acrylic, leather acrylic, and for canvas. So
Okay.
when I do sneakers, it's mostly the leather acrylic, and then you get fabric paint and you get a oil paint. Those
Okay.
I don't work with as much, but sometimes I do like to go that way when I feel like I need a different perspective
Yeah.
and a way to.
And
do
what?
things.
How does that change, man? Like, what makes it different? Is it the way, the look? Does it change the look of the piece that you do? Or
It does, because with fabric and acrylic you're working on completely different materials.
Okay.
So you have to use different techniques. You have to use different processes and methods and
Okay.
everything. With oil, it does definitely give a different look, and it's more for like a patience thing, because
Is
it's
it?
a long process because of the drying time and everything.
Okay. And how long does it take for you now? If you get something, how long does it take for you to?
I think being in a world where everything has to be done quickly, and when you're in demand and you have to get clients work done on certain days for gifts, events, and I've learned to work very fast. So
Really?
with sneaker customs, you'd have to put in like about 3 days to a week if you have deadlines and something else is coming up. And,
Got you.
You also have to live and do other things.
100%. And do you do this full time? Is this
I do it full time now. Yes.
Amazing.
I think straight out of high school, I started being a full time artist.
really?
Yeah, so it was after my matric,
Yeah.
or during matric, end of the year, I got approached by Batu and they said, would you like to come and work for us as an artist? And
Amazing.
then I worked for them for about 2 years.
Amazing. And what did you customize
I
for
did
them?
customization, yes.
Amazing. Do you ever get things? This is just a random question that I always think about. Do you ever get things wrong? If you get it, and what do you do?
Yes, I do get things wrong a lot of times.
Because you're an artist. I mean,
yeah,
it's normal.
it's
Not the wrong, but you know what I mean.
yeah, it's just being human. I get things wrong.
Yeah.
But there's always a way to fix it, or you can always be honest with your client. Tell them, I messed up here. Can I fix it this way and this way? Or can I just as in so way? And then, they can always understand that, you're human. It's nothing that's going to be, it's art. It doesn't have to be perfect.
That's the thing. Yeah. Tell me, what challenges do you guys face as artists?
I think most of the time it's the difficult clients who, you get some very, I want to say, picky clients
Yeah.
who never know exactly what they
want.
want. So, you know, you kind of have to present over and over different ideas, you know, until they finally find something that they're satisfied with.
Got you. And then I do understand you do teach as well.
A little bit, yeah.
Little bit. Tell us about that journey.
So that started with PNA in Canal. They saw some of my work and I went in there regularly. I used to buy them from them a lot, and they were like, you know, we have a big table at the back of the store. Would you like to maybe come do like an activation or a little bit of a workshop? And then that's how it started. I got students, you know, who wanted to learn how to sketch, how to paint, and it's been going for a while. It's still going on. So every Sunday usually
you teach. And I mean, if you do your work, what do you want people to take away from the work that you do?
I think I want them to take away that I understood them in what they wanted, and I could properly present a piece of them in that work.
Oh,
that's what I want.
Amazing stuff. Titan is in the building. You're gonna take a quick break, guys, and I want to check out a sneaker. He brought something for us, so we're gonna check it out, and then we'll talk you guys through it. It is a walk with Mel. We'll be back right after this. And we are back, people. It is a walk with Mel. It's so exciting. We have Titan on the show, and he is an artist who does all of these cool things. And you said sneakers is obviously that's your main thing.
That's my main thing. Yes.
So take us through the process. Like, what is your process when you?
So first, I think the most important thing is you need to know your materials.
Okay.
Whether it's a canvas or a leather material.
Okay.
I mostly prefer working on leather.
Really?
It's more of a challenge, but it's more fun to work on because it's like you want to make the sneaker look as factory made as possible. Because a lot of time people will ask me like when I'm wearing a sneaker, is that how
did you buy it?
Yeah, you know, did you buy it like
but
that?
This one looks like it. Like
it does look like it was plain white. Plain white. So
amazing.
That's the fun part about it. You know, you try your best to make people like understand that you can get it to that point where it's like a factory made.
Factory made. So then when you get it, you obviously depending on the material, then what is next for you?
So if it's a leather, there's a lot of prepping involved, you know, a lot of taping up to cover up where you don't want to mess. You have to clean off the factory finish on a leather sneaker with like acetone or something like that.
Okay.
It's just to make sure that your paint sticks and it doesn't crack or you know, flake away after, you know, a week or so.
Yes, yes. And can you wash this off? How long is it?
You can wash it off. So
really?
the paint is waterproofing in it, and there's a varnishing coat on it, so you can wash it off. But I don't recommend putting your sneakers in the washing machine. It's bad for your sneakers and your washing machine.
I get you. So then, obviously, there's another one here. Where do you find this? Is so mad. Where do you draw inspiration?
So I think anime has played a big role in how I've moved towards my art now, because the first thing I ever saw that was anime related was Dragon Ball Z. That was like my main starter. It was my big inspiration. Now till this, it still is.
Wow.
Whenever I have a struggle, I always like, let me do something Dragon Ball Z. That always get me like, back up. Yeah.
If you have a down day.
Block, a down day, and I'm like, Dragon Ball Z, you know, I must have. Then I'll draw a sketch or a painting or whatever it is, and it always gets me back up.
Amazing.
So that was the very first anime I ever saw. SABC2.
Yes.
Way back
Dragon Ball Z was a vibe. Vegeta, them. Yes.
Yeah. So that is where I get my inspiration most of the time.
Amazing.
But, I mean, there's other things too in today's pop culture, from comic books to, you know, these new big series about Star Wars and everything.
Like this one, Star Wars. And then do you draw it like separately before you put it on here, or do you just go for it?
Sometimes, you know, it depends. If it's something that's gonna be very planned out and like meticulous and it's like a very detailed thing, I have to sketch it out first.
Gotcha.
But if it's something that's gonna be just, you know, a fun vibe, it's gonna be abstract, I just paint straight onto the shoe and
amazing.
I go from there.
In the break we were speaking about off the record about, I said that you shouldn't give away any secrets, and then you said, I said you can give us information but you don't have to share your secrets, but you were like,
no, I don't mind giving secrets away, because, you know, when I was starting out, I looked for a lot of people to help me out, and I never had that kind of information or anything like that. But it was tough, but you know, you also have to learn at the same time the hard way, and the trial and error thing was a great way to learn, because, you know, when you trying to find your own way, there's someone telling you something could mean you're gonna miss out on finding out something else
Right?
for yourself.
Right? And then advice wise, do you get a lot of advice like locally, internationally?
I do. So locally, I've gotten a lot of support from other artists
Yeah.
who've sent me clients, you know, because like
Ah,
they're either too busy or
got
it's just
you.
not their area of
Got
like
you.
they'll be like, can you take this on? And so
Amazing.
that's been great. And then overseas, you know,
Mm-hmm.
back when I was still trying to decide what types of paints do I use, how do I use them,
Yeah.
I messaged a lot of big artists that are like
Really?
overseas, and they responded
They
quickly.
respond.
The it was so amazing to see like these guys will really help you out like that. They're like, you know, there's no way we can hold out on each other. We want
True.
this thing to grow, become a bigger thing.
100%.
So they help out.
Let's talk about Comic Con. Is it Comic Con? Am I saying it right?
Comic Con.
Yeah.
Yes.
Is that a massive thing for you guys?
It was. It was my first time this year
Mm-hmm.
because COVID happened and
Yeah.
they haven't had since before that.
Okay.
So they invited me to be a spotlight guest, and they had their very first custom walls, and I competed. Unfortunately, I was second place, but it was.
Unfortunately, that's mad.
It is mad. Only by a few points. Apparently, that's how I lost.
But how does it work? Like, how does it start? Are there a couple of you guys that
So
enters?
they invited about 6 different artists to compete in it, and then each day they had 2 compete. So only on the 3 days that, and then on Sunday they announced the winner. So I went up against Lizzo. She's
Levels.
yeah, levels. She sends me a lot of clients, so she's one of my
Oh,
biggest
shout out.
artists.
Shout out.
So I competed against her. It was an honor. I didn't think I was gonna do so well against her, but
Really?
it was only like I think a few points.
And
but
then do you get to paint your own thing or do they give you?
so they gave a theme on each day. Since it's Comic Con, it was
Yeah.
a comic book theme. So they're doing superhero now. So it was Wonder Woman on this day, Iron Man on this day, and like a Batman.
And
on
you
this
don't
day.
see each other's stuff.
You do. So there was like a big stage kind of set up, and like on each day, you know, they sat there for a couple of hours, and
Yeah.
you got to go take a look, see how they're doing. You know,
Yeah.
it wasn't a thing of pressure. It was just have some fun with it. You know, show people around the whole event walking past
Got you.
that there's this thing that happens and it
Got
exists. You know, because
you.
a lot of people don't know this is a thing. Yeah.
No. Amazing. Any highlights for you on your journey so far?
I think it's been working with these big clients for events. So 2 years in a row, I've worked with Plascon and Decorex, and that's been a big
massive.
highlight for me because it's not only pushed us to get recognized,
Yeah.
but also in a way that they've kind of see us as like part of them. They want to give us paints whenever we have
Ah.
mural works or anything like that. They're
Mad.
like, you know, just call us and we can collaborate and whatever you guys need will be there.
Amazing.
So, you know, I hope it's going to be an ongoing thing
So
every year that they
cool.
call us and we get
That
to work
is
with them.
so cool. Any advice to people watching, young ones that maybe wants to follow in your footsteps?
I think for me, it's always been whenever you want to do something, you should just do it. You know, don't wait for other people to tell you, you know, no, go this way with your work and do this with your work because only you know how you feel about your work at the end of the day. And if you listen to someone else, you never know, like, truly, like, this is really what I want to do until
Sure.
you try. Don't try to, like, perfect one style. Just
Sure.
do whatever you can until you actually feel like, okay, this is my thing.
Got you. Social media, where can people catch you if they want their sneakers customized?
So they can catch us on the Bureau Customs or my personal Titan 3 Empire.
Amazing, Titan. I love your work. I'm so happy that we've met because I had my sneakers uitsoort mense. It is a walk with Mel. Thank you for joining us and we wish you all of the best
Thank you
for
so
the
much.
journey ahead. Awesome stuff.